Hello, happy Saturday. It's such a beautiful season. California is so beautiful now. And I hope wherever you are watching from, you are experiencing spring, the beginning of spring as well. If you and I are meeting for the first time, my name is Inga, and in my videos and posts, I share about my faith journey and how, with God's help, I was able to transform my life after losing both of my legs and the function of my left arm at the age of 22. And today I was very much inspired to share encouraging word to one of my newly met acquaintances, and I want to share even more what I have shared with her in the message. And so this video is for you, and I will send you personally this link. And if you are watching this on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, I believe there is a reason why the Lord directed you to watch this. And this video will be about keeping peace while you are going through the unknown, through a tough time. I know that basically when we go through a hard time, um, we tend to focus on the things that are hard, that are not going well, that I wish it would be different. I wish I could have done this, but I can't. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I wish I had that opportunity, but I don't have. And our mind is built in a way that it tries to protect us. So when there is a known, or where there is a situation that does not give us comfort, our brain screams like it's fearful, it's danger. And if we go into those thoughts, if we dwell on them, if we start looking at our situation from every angle, trying to see how scary it is, how bad it is, how uncomfortable it is, and especially when we try to imagine the worst case scenario, what if, our mind creates feelings. Our feelings depend directly on our thoughts. There's no way we will feel joyous and at peace and content when we focus on the things that are bad, that are making us sad, and we start thinking about it. We cannot feel peaceful. At the same time, or on the other hand, if we feel, if we think about things that are giving us the pleasant feelings, delight, joy, peace, the sense of happiness, fulfillment, we will not be depressed. We will not be fearful or anxious. So our mind basically manufactures our feelings. So that is the first thing to understand, that it is I who create feelings in me, not the circumstances. It is me. What I think about those circumstances, that's what I feel. And I know this is very difficult to go through difficult times. When I lost my legs and my arm was paralyzed, and I lived in a country that was not wheelchair accessible, and people's attitude was not friendly to those who are in the wheelchair or have any form of disability, to me it seemed like, God, how am I going to live my life? And that's when I began trusting the Lord. And the interesting thing is that my faith got strengthened, and I really got to know God, was not in the church when I was just sitting and listening to someone's sermon. My faith got strengthened when I began my journey with the Lord, began my walk of faith. When my circumstances were all against me, people couldn't help me, money couldn't help me, nobody and nothing could help me. And the only way that gave me hope, which was basically I had hope against hope. There was no even any circumstances that would give me hope. In that hopelessness, I put my hope and my trust in the Lord. And that's where I got to know God. When it was difficult, when there was unknown, when my future seemed totally hopeless, my past was broken, my current circumstances broken. This is actually the amazing place to be. Of course, we have a choice to go into the focusing on what's bad, how scary it is, and now the world is shaking up, like we don't know who we can trust, where we can go. It's very difficult now in all the countries, basically. So we can choose that. However, we can have a very different journey. And I had the car accident seemed like a distraction, like the end of my good life, but it was only the beginning of the incredible journey of faith. I got to know the Lord on a level I wouldn't be able to get to know him while reading the book or listening to someone else's revelation, to someone else's sermon. I got to know the Lord, and my faith was grounded in God. My faith is on the rock, on Jesus Christ, because the Lord was always faithful. Even when I was unfaithful, the Lord was faithful. And so while you're going through a tough time, choose to have incredible journey by choosing to trust the Lord. I love the verse that is in Isaiah 26:3, and here I have it right in front of me. I read English Standard Version. You keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. In Amplified Bible, here it's written, you will keep in perfect peace and constant peace the one whose mind is steadfast, that is committed and focused on you in both inclination and character, because he trusts and takes refuge in you with hope and confident expectation. And that is exactly what I was saying to myself in my mind when the Lord directed me to travel to California to establish myself. And when I was saying, God, how? I don't have a home. I don't have a place to live. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a potential work. I don't even have the right to live and work in America. In addition, if that is not enough, I'm in a wheelchair. I don't have legs. My left arm is paralyzed. So I basically have only one functional arm. Lord, how? And the Lord spoke to me through his word. He encouraged me to not be afraid, to not be dismayed, because he is with me. He is my God, and he will help me, And so that's what I decided. When fear says, what if? What if I don't have a place to live? What if something bad happens? I'm traveling alone. My family remains in Lithuania. It's Eastern Europe. So I'm traveling across the globe. And so that is exactly what I was saying to myself. When thoughts would come to me, what if? What if? You don't know what's going to happen to you. What are you going to do? Even though I had some Americans whom I met on my first trip when I traveled to get my prosthetic legs, I had met people whom I loved and who loved me. However, they had their own life. And I was in a position where I needed help basically with everything. And I was not self-sufficient as I am today. That's what I was saying to myself when the thoughts would come that would stir up fear and anxiety and concern. Sometimes those thoughts would just paralyze me. I would say to myself, Lord, if you are sending me there, that means that you will arrange things. Lord, if that is your will and you direct me that way, that means that you will arrange circumstances. You will help me through other people. You will provide. And the Lord really did. He did provide. And already for nearly 20 years, I live in California and I'm enjoying a purposeful, fulfilling, dynamic, independent life. And that's the journey that really strengthened me. My roots are established deeply in faith because I not only heard about it, but I experienced the faithfulness of the Lord. We can know and we can hear about God, hearing somebody else's sermons, hearing somebody else's revelation. However, it's very different than knowing God. And getting to know God, we can do only through experience. I have experiential knowledge of the Lord. So if you are in a situation where you are in the unknown, you don't know what's going to happen, it seems like things are falling out of your hand when you had control at some point. Now you don't have the control. You don't have even the power to arrange your circumstances, to stop the brokenness, to stop the falling of your life, to like I was in this situation where my life is breaking down and I don't have any control of it. If you are in that situation, keep your eyes on the Lord. Keep your mind, your thoughts on the Lord. And I love how this verse says, you keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts you. In other words, because I trust my Lord and my thoughts, my mind is upon the Lord, I trust him. No matter what is going on, I trust my God. I will have peace. You will have peace if your mind is not wandering in questions and thoughts that stir up fear in you. But you think of the Lord, you hold on to his promises, you hold on to faith that he has given you, according to his will. He has given you a measure of faith, right? So that measure of faith that you have, hold on to it and keep your mind on the Lord, and you will see, you will be able to maintain peace. You will be able to go through this difficult time, with grace, with peace, and watching and witnessing and experiencing how the Lord provides, how the Lord protects, how he takes care of you. The Lord takes care of you because he knows you by name and you are his child. So God bless you. I hope this was an encouraging word for you, and I will see you again next time.